Hello, welcome back to Paul's Racing Channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by W Energy Drinks, Drinks for Gamers and Eldridge Air Conditioning. We are here for round two then of our Porsche Cup series, and we move on from the UK, from Brands Hatch, which by the way was an absolute cracking start to the championship. And we're in Switzerland here at the Deep Forest Raceway, 2.6 mile anti-clockwise circuit set in the on the edge of the mountains, really, here in Switzerland. So this is race one of two. Remember, race one is all the way through, no stops, soft tyres or whatever tyres you wish, but soft tyres is majority of what the drivers, if not all the drivers, will be using here in race one. So I think let's get this race one out the way then, and let's get this 18 lapper started, shall we? So, as you can see them here coming out of the final corner, we have in pole position somewhere there Dyson. We've got Motorstorm in second, although I think there was a bit of a switch around now because of the start of it. So Motorstorm was actually in first, I believe, ahead of Dyson. Then we've got Niggle in third, Inky in fourth, Brian the Mechanic in fifth, myself, Paul, in sixth, James Stephen in seventh, Brian Mulcahy in eighth, Seamus in ninth, Love Rocket Rods in 10th, Hodgie 11th, Sideways George in 12th, Brownie in 13th, Stealth 14th, and Rossi 15th. So another great turnout, 15 cars, almost a full field here for this round. So let's get this underway then. Blue flags are flying, not sure what that's about. There was a little bit of a glitch at the start of the race, so it might be to do with that. We'll see what happens here as we go through. It's all okay. It sorts itself out eventually. Yeah, I think it was from Quali actually, some sort of blue flag, but they all steam around that turn one left hand up through this little tricky section now with Niggle under pressure from Inky. Really got to be careful not to hit the little ramps there, the little bumps on the inside. Brian the Mechanic already with a half a second penalty. That's presumably going across that, cutting that straight lining it through where those bumps are as we get round through this little double left hand. That's a Motorstorm, Dyson. Then we've got Niggle in third, Inky fourth. Right up behind him, he's got a good chance now of getting something as Brian Mechanic's about to take his off, but Inky lining something up here at the end of this long back straight up towards the really tight left hairpin corner. Does he make the move here? Dyson's didn't make the move either. No, he's going to sit behind Niggle. Pulls up to fifth now, or still in fifth, I should say. Oh, actually, no, he's up to fifth because Brian's lost a couple of spots due to that penalty. That's allowed James through as well in sixth. There's Brian the Mechanic in seventh. So lost a couple of spots there. But going backwards at the moment is Brian, though they are only starting lap 2 of 18. So plenty of time, obviously. Brian Mulcahy then in eighth. There he is in the Liquid Moly livery Porsche. Oh, Seamus a bit hot in there, but Mr. Gavry up there. Looked like he was going to hit the back of Brian for a second, but fine. Love Rocket Rods in 10th. Hodgie in 11th. And Sideways George, who we know, trying to get used to a new rig. So taking a bit of time for him to get used to this, but he's there in 12th ahead of Brownie in 13th. Stealth there in 14th. Rossi in 15th of half second, so he's had a terrible start, hasn't he? Rossi somewhere along the line, he's fell back there. Our leaders. It's actually being caught by Niggle now. He's right up behind Dyson now. Is he going to be close enough? No, what's happened to Niggle? He's just slowed right down. Now, was that a penalty? Did he have a penalty there? I'm not sure. Let's have a quick look. Did he have? He did. That's what it was then. It looked like he was right up behind Dyson at this point. I thought he was going to have a move at the hairpin, but then, of course, loses all that momentum. Inky goes past there into third place at the hairpin. Paul's there in fifth, just sitting with James in sixth, Brian the Mechanic seventh, Brian Mulcahy eighth. So it's all close here, top eight. still pretty close, the whole field really, with the exception of a couple there at the back. Well, that's a long way back, is Rossi, and he's got another half a second that he had to get off, which is why he's so far back. So not a great start to race one for Rossi, but can only get better, can't it, for him? As we see Dyson now attacking Motorstorm up at the lead, for the lead at the front of this race, but still sitting behind Motorstorm. Right up behind him though now is Dyson. Trying to carry on his success from Brands Hatch last time out is Dyson. What can he do here? That Ash Kart livery there. Keep third, Paul now. Second for Paul. Where did he pick that up? Oh, I think he cut where them ramps were actually. Let's have a look. So he's in fifth. I think it's at this point here, if I remember rightly, just get it a little bit too wrong. Yeah, see, straight line it right across the bumps. Made a place up on Nigel because he went a bit wide, but then I get hit with that second penalty, which is not going to help me out. I'm going to lose a couple of spots here to the guys behind. What I can do really is try and get as far away from them as possible to try and make up that second, but obviously the penalty zone is just round here, up through the mountain, through the tunnel, so I haven't really got the chance to get away properly. So I'm going to stay to the left, let the guys go past. See, so fourth at the moment. I'll drop down to at least seventh, eighth even, eighth there, yeah, seventh even, yeah, so up to seventh then, or down to seventh, so just ahead of Brian Montani. I'll get me seventh and the eighth right in a minute, but seventh it is. Oh, Brian, the mechanic is big off there. Oh, just managed to gather it, but did he hit his teammate? He was close to just touching the back of his teammate Nigel, and he ran it wide, right out there, scrapes the wall, it jumps. Oh, there was a lot of glitching going on actually with Brian the mechanic, if I recall. I think actually a lot of that was to do with the glitching. Moving around a little bit, as you can see. So yeah, he struggled with a bit of that in race one. But James now up to fourth. Good attack from Nigel, but James is getting himself up. Sharp end now, takes it nice and tight there at turn one. Lap four here. Up over the rise and then through this little twisty section. Just let it coast through here. You don't want too much acceleration, because you'll do what I've done and run across and straight line it. But the two teammates find it out here now. They don't want to be touching each other through this section. Nigel and Bright, the mechanic, Paul right up behind. Oh, Brian's gone, I think. Is that Brian the mechanic's gone? What happened there? It's going, yeah, he's gone. Let's have a look. So he was in sixth place. Opposite the glitching. Just went, didn't it? The back end just come round on him. Don't think there was a touch from Paul. Let's have a quick look. We will go back on board with Paul and just see, because Paul was the closest one behind him at that point. Let's see. We can tell what happened here. He was close up behind Brian the mechanic. I don't think there was a touch. I think it was it was close, but I'm not sure. You see from that angle. We need another angle of it really, don't we? Let's have another look. So seventh here. I don't believe I touched him there. No, he just came round. The back end just came round and he lost it. So Brian Moncani comes through. I'll get the sixth place. So with that, I've rocket rods. It was close. There wasn't a touch. I didn't feel a touch, I'll be honest, at the time. I was very close to the back end of him, but I didn't touch him as far as I'm aware anyway. We'll have to leave that one to the stewards, but I'm pretty sure it was okay. Hodgie in 9th, Brownie 10th, Sideways in 11th, Stealth 12th. Rossi has made a place up now to 3rd, or a couple of places up to 13th. Brian the mechanic, of course, after his off, is back to 14th now, and Seamus is not having a fun time out there either now, half a second, and in 15th place at the moment, so it's just going to fall back a little bit further than where he was. So Motorstorm Hero at the front, still leading it, and still with that fastest lap, or it was. Inky's now just beating that with a 1:26.6. So Inky's the man on the move, clearly. He's staying with these front two, isn't he? Inky, what can he do? What's he got? Has he got something ready for these two in front of him? still up on his time here on lap 5. Great bit of section through here. Through this sweeping left-hander. Lots of left-handers, of course, being anti-clockwise. Sliding it around this one here and up the hill, up the mountain side or cliff side, right up on the edge of the face of the cliff there, up through the tunnel now. Can't quite got enough to keep with these boys at the moment, has he? As we look back, it looks like Nigel could be attacking James at the hairpin. Too far back there. So Nigel still very close behind James, pushing him all the way, not literally. Now down here at turn 1, maybe it's a passing opportunity, but James is covering. Covered it well, did James. He knew he was under attack at that point, or would have been under attack from Nigel at that point, so just did a little bit of defensive work. Going into turn 1, up the other side. James now still defending from Nigel. What a battle this is between these two. Just got to be a little bit careful through here, as we know. Can get a little bit close where it's hard on the brakes here for this right-hander. Probably quite slow through there. Now you get going through the other side of the tunnel. Away. But James then still holding Nigel. 4th and 5th place. Still Motorstorm ahead of Dyson, ahead of Inky. Pulled out in 6th with Brian Montani far behind in 7th still. And someone who's slowly making his way through is Love Rocket Rods. Up to 8th now is Love Rocket, and he might have something now left for this for the end of this race. We're what, a quarter of the way through at this point. What's he got? Has he got enough to get himself amongst these front runners? Love Rocket Rods. It's just leaving Hodgie behind a little bit. Hodgie there in 9th. Lovely livery. I don't actually know what livery that is. I don't know what championship that's from, but with the world touring cars or something, I don't know, I'm guessing. Nice livery though, black and grey, that looks nice. Brownie up to 10th, so Brownie's doing well here. 10th place for 86. Ahead of Sideways George, as we know, who's still trying to get the grips with his new steering rig. And Stealth, still much of Stealth, but he's there in 12th now. He's on a little bit on his own now, is Stealth. Bit of a lonely race. Brian's teammate, Brian McCartney that is, for 5. Rossi, 13th place, it's Hodge's teammate. There is Brian the mechanic, still struggling a little bit. He can't really recovered from the off. I'll say he hasn't recovered. He's got the fastest lap though, 1 in 26.3, so it's 3/10 quicker than the fastest lap from Inky. So Brian the mechanic is certainly pushing, and there's Seamus in 15th. So that's our leaders, and I thought this was close. As we see Dyson now, what can he do down here at turn 1? He has to think about it, but just manages to stop it, although he gets better exit than Motorstorm Hero. Now what can he do? Can't go through there to a side. That'd be a difficult pass to make, and will result in both cars going off, and he's just got to sit there now, hasn't he, Dyson? Just got to sit behind Motorstorm Hero till the right opportunity comes. And is that it? Is Motorstorm had a little bit of a moment? I think he just got his wheels on the inside curb there, Motorstorm. A little bit of screeching I heard. So Dyson setting himself up for this back straight. It's got to be. This is the opportunity down here at the hairpin. If he doesn't get him along the actual straight with the slip, doesn't look close enough there, but what can he do? Can he get himself in the slip and then take Motorstorm Hero down here at the hairpin? Let's just stay with these guys for a moment. No, it looks too far back now as they exit the tunnel the other end. No, he's not going to make that move. way too far back there from Dyson, so he's going to have to sit behind Motorstorm for another lap. Hinky still there in third, but he's kind of bringing the rest of them along now. He's at one point he was well, obviously he had that fastest lap, didn't he? It looked like he was going to get himself amongst the front two. Now all of a sudden he just seems to have lost a little bit of pace, and he's bringing this lot along. That's James, Niggle, Paul, Brian Moncani. So this 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, just like that, in a flash, across the line. Start lap 9, halfway through now, and it's all closing in again, isn't it, with these guys? Look at this, James and Niggle. Niggle still niggling at the back of James, Stephen, and through this next section, right-hander. So there's not many right-handers on this course. In fact, that's probably the only right-hander through there, actually. Oh no, there's one just before then, isn't there? So there's a couple of right-handers on the course. So now through the tunnel, as we watch Niggle chasing down James, and we see Paul chasing down Niggle. So what's Paul going to do? Maybe Paul will have a look up here. Too far back at this point. That's a little look, but never going to go for that. So just sits behind Niggle, remains in 6th place. Brian Moncani there in 7th. He's looks up for the fight, is Brian. Was one to just be hanging on to the back end, and if he gets the opportunity he will go for it, but he's one of the people that you just can't seem to shake off when he's behind you. Is Brian Moncani, good driver, and don't really want him behind you for too long. Oh, and who's that's gone out? That's Niggle. That's going to, I thought, let's have a look. Did he just outbrake himself? I think he did. It was just a case he didn't actually lose a spot in the end, did he? But could have lost it to Paul, but Niggle just overshot his, I think to avoid hitting, yeah, I think it was to avoid hitting James. He had to go a little bit wider, then left the door open. Paul thought, yeah, I'll have a little sniff of this, but didn't quite get that done around turn 1. Through, this is all closing up. What a battle this is becoming now, as Niggle still all over the back of James. James can't shake him off at the minute, and of course it's all slowing everybody else up. So Brian Moncani is going to be right up in the mix as well. He's not that far off anyway, is he? And be even closer by the time these guys. Oh, and James picked up half a second. How did he get that? Let's have a quick look at James. It wasn't at that point, was it? It's going to be on the exit, or it's there maybe, taking that grass on the inside, or is it here? Taking too much of that. No, it was that. Well, there, taking that glass on the inside. I would never have thought that was a penalty decision, if I'm honest. So a little bit harsh, I think, for James there. Taking too much of that inside curve, but to be honest, I don't see the advantage that he gained there. But anyway, that's the game for you. As Niggle now, well, he's obviously going to take James as well as Paul. Paul's right behind as well, so they're both going to take James here as he takes off that penalty. There they go. Paul's in prime position to have a go at Niggle to try and get that 4th place. He's going to go up the inside. Does he get it done? He's up the inside, but what's the exit like here? I think Niggle might have a better exit on the outside of the track. He does. Paul just couldn't quite get it. Put the power down there quick enough. Oh, so he has to remain in 5th place, right behind Niggle now. So what about down to turn 1 perhaps? Niggle staying over to the left. Paul's going up the outside, or the inside, outside even, on the right hand side, down into turn 1, but around the outside. Oh, there's a little bit of a door bang, but that's fine. Just sits in behind. There's Paul. James there as well. Brian's there too. So what a battle this is here between Niggle, Paul, James, Brian. But these two are going hammer and tongs here. But Paul just Niggle again, gone out wide. Paul's having another look. Keeps opening that door, doesn't he, Niggle? Paul's just getting his nose in there, but just can't quite get it done. So still in 5th place for Paul. James right behind him as well. Brian's latched onto the back of them now as well. So with 11 laps out of 18 done, this is shaping up to be some finale here on track. The leaders are not that far ahead of these either, so it's all still pretty close around this circuit. So we see Paul and James, Brian and Nigel all still together. Still watching these guys coming along at start finish to start. Lap 12. Still as they were. It's how equal and how even these cars are as Paul goes really tight line through turn 1 and then brings it out. Uses all the curb on the right hand side on the exit curb. So let's have a look at our leaders, go to them. Oh, Motorstorm just came to him. He was going sideways round that right-hander there, wasn't he? Looking like a lot of drifting going on now from Motorstorm Hero, but he is got a little bit of a gap on Dyson now. Dyson maybe just taking a bit of a breather as he sizes up his opportunities here in the remaining few laps of this race 1. So now Dyson up through the tunnel. There's Motorstorm ahead of him. These two now have pulled away from the rest. It's the biggest gap they've had between themselves and the rest of the cars behind. But didn't get that done. And then we've got Inky still there in third. Motorstorm Hero, by the way, is now the fastest lap, a 1:25.8, so he's got himself into the 25s now. Will anybody else better that by the time we finish here? So Inky in third place. Just can't live with those front two now, can he? Nigel looks to be closing in. He's all still the same, so it's Nigel. Paul's fifth, James in sixth. James having a look. Oh, that was maybe a little tag on the back there, but James just backs off. And Brian in seventh. So James, Stephen just getting a little bit impatient now behind the cars ahead of him. He knows that this race is coming to the conclusion. He knows he needs to, wants to be a little bit higher up, but he's got several cars ahead of him that he's got to try and manoeuvre around first to be able to do that. Easy penalty area there to pick up the penalty there if you're going too wide on that green on the right hand side, so there will be people getting penalties at that point. I've just pushed it too hard on the exit of that as we go back to our leaders. Dyson still looking at Motorstorm, but still can't get through. Inky third, Nigel fourth, Paul fifth, James sixth, Brian seventh, Love Rocket still there in eighth place, but he's on his own now. His Love Rocket's got away from Hodgie and Brownie. It's 9th, 10th, sideways there in 11th. Don't want to run too far out there. That might be a penalty if you can get one picking it up there if you run too far out. There you go, half a second if you run too far. The exit of that hairpin. Rossi in 12th. Seamus closing in behind Rossi now in 13th. So he's not finished, as he, Seamus? Stealth now, 14th, and he's catching these guys ahead as well. And Brian the Mechanic, who's pretty much given up on this race, I think, 15th place for Brian. That glitching's not helping, is it? Dyson's has made the move and he's in the lead, so where did that take place? Let's go back. It was there, wasn't it? Turn 1, wasn't it? Yep. So down here, start of lap 14, goes for it, what a dive. But Motorstorm, see him coming, give him plenty of space, and up through to first place goes Dyson. Good pass. So Dyson then, first time he's led this race, start of lap 14. Can he stay there? Or is Motorstorm Hero got something else to offer? Still holds that fastest lap, does Motorstorm Hero. But his roles reversed now, and it's Motorstorm Hero that's got to try and get past Dyson. We know Dyson's strong when he gets out in front. So Motorstorm Hero's got his work cut out here if he's going to take victory. But we know also that Motorstorm Hero is quick. He's not going to give up that easily. Now surely have a go here. Surprised he didn't have a go. He was right up behind him. Maybe he's just keeping his powder dry at the moment, just waiting if he can maybe do it a little bit near the end. He knows if he passes too soon, it will give Dyson the opportunity to get back. But of course, starting at lap 15 now, you've only got, what, 4 laps remaining, so time is running out. So Motorstorm can't afford to sit behind Dyson for too long. But it is Dyson 1, Motorstorm 2, Niggle now under pressure of Inky as Inky has a go up the inside. Almost an identical move to what Dyson put on Motorstorm, and he does get it done. Inky up to 3rd place, so finally gets there, doesn't he? Inky's been looking for that for a long time. Oh, and now he runs it wide. Now there's that penalty. Got to be careful. Really pushing his Inky now. They got away with that, so that's fine. So Niggle back to 4th. Inky, after persistence, gets the job done and gets himself up into that podium spot. Paul still in 5th. It's been all race, hasn't he, these lot? 5th place at the moment for Paul. James still in 6th. Under pressure now from Brian Moncani in 7th. Anybody's this lot, couldn't it? These positions by the time we finish. Brian Moncani now having a look at James, although doesn't look close enough there to have a go. Oh, James just caught the back of Paul there. Fortunately, there was no damage done. Remain going forward, but all that's done really is slow James up a little bit because he's had to lift after just tagging the back of Paul there. The hairpin, but what that's done is now allow Brian Moncani to get beside him up to turn 1. Oh, he hasn't. And James has really left it late to brake here. Gets it done, and remains in 6th place. Niggle just running wide, but still really close. Could be anybody's this podium place at the minute, couldn't it? Lap 16 of 18, we've got Inky, who's just ahead of these lot there in 3rd, but then you've got Niggle, Paul, all that very close behind, so could be anybody's, and James and Brian Moncani. There could be 5 or 6 cars here that are still fighting for that podium spot, although what they don't want to be doing is fighting too hard, these lot, and allowing Inky to get away, which is exactly what we're starting to do. What's happening now, Inky's just putting a gap on these guys, because these guys are fighting hard behind him. Brian, he'll have another go here. He tried to have a go, didn't he, last time round? Brian, down there with it. But James still keeping Brian behind him. James under severe pressure. It's from behind from Brian, and I was explaining about it earlier, wasn't I? Just saying that when Brian gets his teeth stuck into the back of your rear spoiler, he don't let go. He's like a Jack Russell. You've really got to be on your game to keep Brian Moncani behind you, because he will be absolutely ripping the back of your car to bits. So James doing really well, but of course James is watching the back of his car and defending. Of course he's still got these guys ahead of him who he wants to try and get as well, and so he's got a kind of 2 battles going on here, isn't he, James? Not only in front, but his main battle is trying to keep Brian behind him, I think, at the moment. So let's just have a run down of the field, shall we? Let's go back to our leaders. So he's still Dyson, as we know, ahead of Motorstorm Hero in 2nd, still in that fastest lap of 1:25.8. I'm not sure it's going to get beaten yet, although an ultimate lap, so still a little bit of time, but if anyone's going to do it, Dyson will beat it, I guess. So it's Dyson, Motorstorm Hero is your 1 and your 2. Oh, as Motorstorm has a look now. Penultimate lap, he's going to go for it. He gets it done. Good move. Yeah, and he's got no answer to that, Dyson, although he does get a better exit, and it's side by side. Look at this for a battle. We'll stay with these for the minute. As we see Motorstorm Hero, he's going to have to stay behind Dyson. Dyson. Oh, look at this lot. Now, imagine if this was the final lap, but it is the final lap starting now. But what a finish that would have been if that had been the end of the race. But Motorstorm is up the inside, surely going to get this done. Dyson saying, no, you're not having it, and he's hanging it out there on the outside, is Dyson. Great driving, so still Dyson in front of Motorstorm Hero in 2nd. Then Inky third. Under pressure now from Niggle. He's got right onto the back of Inky now. In fourth. Paul still in fifth. James sixth. Brian Mancani seventh. A change there. Love Rocket still in eighth on his own. Mochi in ninth, but all sorts of pressure from Brownie behind him in 10th. So these two having their final little battle as well on lap 18 of 18. Sideways George in 11th. Rossi in 12th. Stealth 13th, Seamus 14th, and Brian Mechanic 15th. Would have another half a second for him. Got to go back to our leaders though. Coming on to this final section now. Motorstorm Hero surely got to go for it here. It's his last chance now to get anything out of here. And there you go, there's a move now. Does he get the exit right? Dyson with a better exit. It's going to be a photo finish with these lot. Is Dyson still there in front? I'll stick with these and then we'll see what's happening behind, but look at this for a finish. It's going to be Dyson just ahead of Motorstorm Hero. Oh, and it's close. Oh, just Dyson. Great race. Motorstorm Hero in second. What a finish there. Inky in third, just ahead of Niggle in fourth. Paul in fifth. James in sixth. Brian in seventh. That's how close all that lot was. Wow. Love Rocket Rods will get that eighth spot. Moji ninth. Brownie just ahead of Sideways. 10th and 11th. Rossi coming round now to get 12th place. Stealth in 13th. Seamus in 14th. Brian never got that lap in the end. He had a disastrous race in the end, didn't he, Brian? But what a finish for these guys up top. That was a fantastic race. So hopefully race 2 will be the same or as entertaining as that. But yeah, we'll have more of the same, please, guys. So join me for race 2 soon here at the Deep Forest Raceway in Switzerland. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.